Welcome to another video all, and we're going to jump right into it. Destiny 2 is doing horribly right now. I know I've made plenty of bad videos, I've made plenty of good videos, and honestly 90% of the time my videos, and I mean even Azzacross said this the other day and I can't agree more, they do better when Destiny's doing bad, believe it or not. But it's been so bad to me, in my opinion, that I haven't even really been able to play it recently. I haven't played it in about a month, and if I do, that's kind of a lie, but if I do play it, it's for maybe 30 minutes to an hour max, and then that is all I can handle because of just the pure boredom and I don't even know what they call the front page anymore, the portal, that's what it is, right? And just how aggravating it is. And here is a chart I'm showing you guys because, well, you can see what Destiny looked like when it started, and when it went into its really bad times under Trials of Osiris, and then came back, so on and so forth, and it was consistent for a while. And then Lightfall came out, and it kind of ruined shit for a while. And then the final shape came out, and because of Lightfall, in my opinion, the direct catalyst of Lightfall, okay, if they just made the Witch Queen good, Lightfall good, and then the final shape good, well, this probably wouldn't happen, alright? Because of Lightfall, Edge of Fate, and the fact that people also think that the game's done, Edge of Fate wouldn't be so horrible. So, I can sit here and tell you all day about how bad the game is, what is wrong with it, why it's wrong, but instead I'm going to tell you how I think they can fix this game on a story standpoint. Now, there's a lot of things they could do to update the Crucible, obviously. I don't like Crucible, but a lot of people obviously do. I think it's literally one of the highest played things in the entirety of Destiny, which I didn't even know. Control, yep. One of the highest played activities in Destiny the past 60 days. And it passes the raids, it passes, Trials of Osiris and Quick Match. It passes everything, which surprised me by a lot. But, whatever. They need to do something for obviously, for, Crucible. But, question is do they really? Because they still have a lot of players playing Crucible. So I don't know. But overall, this isn't a way to fix Crucible, because I don't know how to fix Crucible. I don't play Crucible. I don't like Crucible. Never have. Probably never will. I haven't liked Crucible since Destiny 1. So, for me, I'm out of that conversation. It does not matter for me. I might as well just put a big X where Crucible is, because to me it wouldn't matter if they took Crucible out of the game. I would be okay with that. A lot of other players would not, and I get why. But for me, like I said, it doesn't matter. This is from a story standpoint. Right now, I feel like the stories have been lukewarm at best, mediocre at worst, to damn near unplayable at actual worst. And most of the time, it's damn near unplayable 90% of the time. They focus more on things such as Saint 14 and Osiris kissing, and a relationship going on between the Drifter and Eris Morn that no one asked for or gives a fuck about. And also some stupid relationship going on between that fucking robot and the other robot who is the reason number 3 died out of the 9. You know what I mean? So it's one of those circumstances of where they're worried about shit that doesn't matter because it doesn't catch players' attention. We don't give a fuck about their love life. Okay? When you can focus on your love life like that, it makes the game feel like you are not in a dire situation anymore. Which, currently, I get it, the Witness is dead, we're not in much of a dire situation, but something needs to change that. No one wants to focus on anyone's love life in this game, no matter what it is, no matter whose it is, no matter how's it going. Does not fucking matter. Okay? No one cared about Marisav's love life. The only thing people thought was funny is that Shaxx kept the helmet on. If that's even true or not. No, I'm not even sure anymore. But my solution for Destiny 2, it's time to make Guardians dark and evil. We need to create an actual Rogue Within. Not what they're going to release later this year with Renegades, where you're kind of a rogue, but not really a rogue. Okay? We need to have a Rogue Within that will turn brothers into enemies and sisters into slayers. It needs to make it so the light is no longer guiding what we are doing as Guardians, but instead, Guardians truly make their own fate. Because up to this point, everything has been saying, oh, you're gonna die, you're gonna die, you're gonna die. The only thing that hasn't is the Traveler, but we're still following everything the fucking Traveler has pretty much in some way or form pushed us towards in a lot of ways. Alright? I mean, he literally sent LZ Bray into numerous different timelines until it reached our timeline and our dimension and all of the specifics so we can do what it needed to be done to stop the Witness. Now, do I think stopping the Witness was necessary? Absolutely. I do. But it's also time where we start making our own fates. Now, whether it's take total control of the Traveler as Guardians, because like I said, we need to be evil. And the Traveler isn't telling us what to do. But if we steal, well, the Traveler is kind of telling us what to do, but if we steal all the power from the Traveler so we no longer need the Ghost, and you have a faction that doesn't want that to happen, so there's a fight going on within, there's a way right there. Or, let's say we're searching for the Winnower and hunger for its power and take as it demands. Because if you don't know about the darkness, you take the darkness and use its power. You don't just be given it, you take it. Okay? It is time for us to stop being the good guys all the times. Being the good guys forever doesn't work. Shin Malphur is the biggest in all of this to show us this. Okay? After his fight with Dredgen Yor, he became Dredgen Von. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. Because he saw not everything can be done in the name of good, but sometimes in the simple name of survival or to conquer and or, of course, people will disagree with me on this, and that is my point. The people who don't want to do any of this will fight against the people that do want to do this. And we need some sort of internal conflict that will make it so us as players will divide. We're no longer attacking each other in the Crucible. We are now attacking each other out in the open. Not just Gambit, not just the Crucible. We're going on raids, and it is a 6v6 raid where one team is trying to finish the raid versus the other team is trying to finish the raid, and if one side wipes, it resets that raid encounter. If the other side wipes, it resets their raid encounter, but if one side is successful, they continue to go. Now, is this probably a very complex system that would be hard for Destiny and Bungie to commit to? I mean, yeah, obviously it's hard for them to get the game to even fucking work every day. But that's besides the point. These are natural evolutions that need to happen. So it's no longer just PvE, it's PvPvE. In such a way in where if they finish this version of the raid first, where they conquer the Traveler, alright, then that is the storyline it goes on after. And you have the option to still see the other storyline. It's just not canonically what happens. But let's say they save the Traveler on the right side. Alright? That is what happens canonically. Let's say they stop you from going after the Winnower on the right side to take its powers and use the light to bear it out, versus the left side goes and conquers the Winnower, steals its power, and now anyone can generally get it by taking it. Now, in that situation, I believe that there's a lot, and let's say the right side also has a version of power that you can get as well, and they show you both versions of the power and what you could possibly get, what it looks like to see which one you would prefer and get out there. It's almost to me kind of like Call of Duty back in the day used to do skin votes for Black Ops 2, and you'd vote for what skins you'd want. And through that skin vote, that is what they decided was the best skin to output. Xbox got Dragon and Paladin. PS3 got Cyborg and Dragon. And PC got Paladin, and there was another one I forgot the name of. So that's what I mean. This is a way of doing that. And sure, you're facing a top team versus a top team, but at the end of the day, these guys are still going to pick which side they want to choose. Now, if there's only one side picking the right side, or like everyone's just picking that side and no one's picking the left, that would be a little bit more screwy, because it's kind of like, well, what the hell, why would you do that? But obviously you have to make the encounters different for each side, which if that means you have to make it longer to wait for the raid, that's fine. That's okay, because the new raid Desert Perpetual versus the epic raid Desert Perpetual, no one has even done the epic raid, really. No one gives a shit about that one. I haven't seen or met anyone that's actually done it. Well, when I played Destiny, the very few times I've played it, ever since September 5th, is very rare and few. But they have to have conflict within. This would bring players back and make it so they can choose what factions they want to be a part of every week, or every month, or every season. So whatever it is, you choose if you want to be facing the dark, the light, and or even a secret third faction where you're not really going for either, but you're going to steal power for yourself to begin with. Eventually, if you change your mind though, you can. But then you'll have a bounty on your head over the fact that you decided to go onto the other side. So they'll have to search out for you in Crucible or your basic PvE areas. They could search out for you, blast you, and take that bounty with Glimmer over you. You could also, like I said earlier, go anti-hero route, where you don't choose neither side and you choose to do whatever you want, which to me is a true rogue. That is a way of going truly rogue in this situation. I saw what Renegades brought, and honestly, it's horrible. It's pretty rough. At best, it's roguish, because, you go kind of against your own guys, but not fully against. You're still doing what you can for the Traveler at the end of the day, from what it seems like. And I don't think it'll really truly push the community forward in any way. At this point in time, our only true enemy is some dumb robot with a raspy voice. It's time to turn on each other. That is what I believe will bring players back. Make it also so you have exclusive weapons for the good side and the bad side. And don't make it so there is no bad side. Make it very obvious there is a good, there is a bad. And people are going to pick the bad. It is very obvious. If you look at any situation, I mean, especially, since they're going to Star Wars, I'm not a big Star Wars nerd, but I generally have the knowledge of what Star Wars is about. If you look at what Star Wars has, the Sith versus the Jedi, some people think that the Sith are truly the heroes in general, and the Jedi are just some little assholes that are going against the Sith just to bring up and destroy society as a whole, which I can completely see and understand. But then there's others who are like, well, the Jedi are there to free the people from the Sith. Whatever. This is one of those situations that Destiny truly needs. And as a Destiny player, we should not all be forced to fit in the role of a Jedi. We should not all be forced to constantly and continuously only do the good guy thing. I want to be able to go up to other Guardians if I really choose to and destroy them. And I think most people would enjoy that as well, because it would be a new experience. And maybe eventually in a few DLCs down the line, there's a peace treaty where they kind of come together once again. Now, is this me necessarily saying we go in there and destroy the light? No. But this is me saying do conquest to get what you want and make there some sort of massive disagreement so people are actually have a want to fight against each other. And it can't be over some bullshit either. It has to be something like, well, these people want to go and kill the Winnower, the complete opposite, the yin to the yang of the Traveler, to steal its power. But there can be major consequences. These people don't give a shit about the consequences. You, on the other hand, on the right side, care about those consequences, so you don't want them to destroy the Winnower unless it is an actual threat. You do not want to be on the offensive. You only want to fight on the defensive. Which 90% of Destiny is us counterattacking to most attacks, and it's getting boring. That is why the Golden Age stopped being golden and we went into the Dark Ages to begin with. We need to do something different. And to me, it means literally fighting Guardian against Guardian, brother against brother, sister against sister, robot against robot, anything that comes. It needs to happen. And this is what I think a lot of games fail with. The only time I've seen where I've seen another game do this exact thing was Warcraft. And I think it was Warcraft 3, where the elven guy went over to the Dark Elves or some shit like that. I don't know, I just remember hearing my brothers talk about it a long time ago. I never played Warcraft, but he went over from one side, went to the other side, and it completely made the game insane. It was one of his favorite Warcrafts. So, we need something like that. We need a moment where we are actually doing something against each other. We are in too peaceful of times at the moment. There feels like there's no big threat. Whatever her fucking name, the Menacer or whatever, I can never remember her name. It's so easily forgettable. Who killed number 3 of the 9 is such a horrible example of a future antagonist that I don't think anyone gives a shit about her. I know her original name was Lakshmi. That's pretty much it. But that's all I have for you guys today. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you liked my ideas. Let me know if you hated my ideas. Let me know if you even want to throw some extra stuff on top of it and you really liked it, but you think that they should do A, B, C, or D, whatever. Go ahead and leave me a like and subscribe. And I appreciate you guys hanging out. Share. Peace.